So yeah, approximately 12:15, our officers from the South County Precinct responded to the 4000 block of Butler Hill Road, which is those businesses in that plaza right behind us here, for a suspicious person with erratic behavior. So obviously somebody from one of those businesses called the police department. At that time, that subject ran out the back door of the business towards this apartment complex right behind you that you guys see, this brick building, and ran into the basement area. So he wasn't in an actual apartment, he was in the basement area of it. Obviously, when a call like that happens, officers kind of go in the area just to locate the subject as soon as possible, especially with the erratic behavior. And that's when they contacted the person in that basement. They're trying to establish conversation with them, trying to make contact with them. It really wasn't working with him. He still had that kind of the strange erratic behavior. They kind of used the de-escalation techniques of trying to calm him down type of thing, but those were unsuccessful. And that's when the subject had a metal pipe in his hand and started going towards the officers in a threatening manner. They used two different forms of less lethal. They both were unsuccessful. The suspect continued to go at the officers in a threatening manner, and that's when one of the officers, in fear of his life and serious physical injury of him and the other officers that were on scene, discharges his handgun at the subject. That was successful. Obviously the ambulance was on standby. He was transported to the local hospital with at least one gunshot wound. Serious physical injury is still it's critical condition, serious physical injury at the hospital. So any questions from?
It looks like a pretty small area. It's like a laundry room. How does that make it difficult for your officers in that kind of situation?
Yeah, I haven't walked back there. That's what investigators are really trying to get a story, and obviously looking at the scene, our crime scene units here taking photographs of the scene, kind of just painting that picture for our detectives, for eventually the prosecuting attorney's office, just to show what officers did on these scenes. And that's, every situation is different, every space is different. I don't know what the lighting was. There's maybe other factors that obviously our detectives don't even know yet. We're only a couple hours into this critical incident.
Did he break into this basement area?
I don't know. I don't know if it was secured. I don't know if it's an empty.
He doesn't have any connection to that building.
Not that we're aware of.
What was his erratic behavior? Can you give a little more description?
He was just acting strange in a business. I don't think he was there really to complete business, and I think employees were a little scared of him just based on that erratic behavior, and that's when they called the police.
I think you mentioned how many officers used as far as the non-lethal force. Was it pepper spray and then a taser?
The preliminary is a taser and a less lethal shotgun, which shoots beanbag rounds at the subject. So we believe that's the two. That's still under investigation, but I think those are the two tools that were used.
Obviously, it's early, but do you guys know anything about this person? Is he someone that's known to you or anything along those lines?
They're still looking into it. Obviously, this all goes into consideration as the investigation continues of why this was happening. Obviously we want to talk to him of what he was going through or what happened on his end. But yeah, that's still under investigation.
We heard that maybe 3 shots were fired. Can you confirm how many exactly yet?
I have not heard that. And usually you don't get into details with that. They still haven't even gone through an official interview. The officers haven't. So this critical incident kind of programming for our department just to get information out is really just basic right off the bat, just to inform the public. And usually if we add something along the lines of a suspect still out there or in danger or something like that, we try to get out quicker. But this one, everything was contained in this incident.
What do you do? What do you encourage the public to do, or people, if they see something like this, what do you encourage them to do?
Yeah, obviously, we're here for that reason. If a business or if someone is, seeing this erratic behavior, if someone's not in an area that they shouldn't be or not conducting business in a way that they think, just call the police, and officers were on scene. Obviously, they tried to de-escalate the situation with him. We believe I don't think I hit that. I think he's a male in his 40s. I just don't know, we don't know the exact age yet. So
recap again the weapons that the officer used and just the dangers that officers face each and every day.
Yeah, the de-escalation techniques. We got a couple different types of de-escalation kind of weapons that we use, and one is being taser. You guys are all familiar with that. And then we have a less lethal shotgun, which shoots beanbag rounds. And officers try to hit subjects in areas to basically just calm that person down or to get him in a position where we can get him into custody without further incident. And both of those failed, and that's when we had to use our.
Where was he shot on his body?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
You know, right now I know, again, early, but erratic behavior, the person I spoke who saw him said it seemed like he was on drugs. How does that impact the way that officers can handle a situation when an individual obviously isn't probably responding to verbal cues or even the ability to be tased if they are under such a strong influence?
Yeah, that's why officers go through a lot of training. Our department is very good at that, of offering these types of trainings for critical incidents, of just maybe somebody suffering from mental illness, maybe on drugs. There's different trainings that we go through ever since the academy, ever since the academy, that we try to de-escalate, we try to get these people into custody without using this lethal force. But when officers are presented, someone charging at them with a weapon of that could cause, serious physical injury or death of anyone on scene, that's when officers have to resort into using their firearm.
What business did he was involved in?
I believe it was Coldwell Banker. Yep, I think it's in the plaza right over there. Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, John.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
There's no possibility that this was his property that he was retreating to?
Could be.